points in the first half, but the Bulls are down by 7 to the Indiana Pacers, and it goes back to the things that have been hurting the Bulls all season. The Indiana Pacers have made 10 3-pointers. That's 30 points alone right there. The Chicago Bulls have made 4. 3 of those coming from Zach LaVine, one of those coming from DeMar DeRozan, surprisingly enough. But again, 3-point shooting hurting the Chicago Bulls team. And this goes back to my pre-recorded video for today to start the day off, is that with the Bulls being a low volume, low making, percentage making 3-point shooting team, it's just going to be hard for the Bulls to match up with teams that can hit the 3-pointers at a high rate. It just is. 30 points being the difference from the 3-point line for the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls have made 4, so they've gotten 12 points from the 3-point line. That's an 18-point difference just from 3-pointers being shot. That's hard to make up with 2-pointers, especially when you're also allowing offensive rebounds. The Indiana Pacers are also with 7 offensive rebounds in this game. That's 7 extra opportunities to score the ball. Now, not all of those get turned into second chance points, but that's just more opportunities. More opportunities. Right now, the Indiana Pacers have 10 more shots than the Chicago Bulls. The Indiana Pacers have taken 46 shots, whereas the Chicago Bulls have taken 36 shots. And the difference in that, keep in mind, the Chicago Bulls have only made 2 less shots than the Indiana Pacers. That's how important 3-point shooting is in the modern day NBA. The Bulls it's hard to overcome that. It's hard. Now, granted, they only have a 7-point deficit, so there's that. But again, it's extremely hard to make up when you have teams that shoot 3-pointers at that rate and you're just not taking or making enough 3-point shots to keep up. That's why this is going to be a hard test for the Chicago Bulls to get back into that playing area. It's probably not happening. Now, I'm not saying the Bulls can't win this game. I'm talking more general right now. 7-point deficit at half. We probably got the Pacers right where we want them, because when we've had leads against them, we've ended up losing it. But when you have this team's lack of 3-point shooting is literally the death of this team. That's what it is. This team needs to modernize the offense. That needs to be the focus this offseason for this team, is making your offense more modern. And I'm sorry, love DeMar. It's not coming via DeMar DeRozan. Now, you can upgrade everything else, and we'll see. But it's just that's so telling for the Chicago Bulls and where they are right now, how tough the rest of the season is going to be for them. They've only made 2 less shots than the Indiana Pacers. They're down by 7. The Indiana Pacers has 18 more shots from 3-point range just because they've made 10 3-pointers. It's tough. It's tough for the Chicago Bulls. And also those offensive rebounds. The Bulls have 0 offensive rebounds. The Indiana Pacers have 7. We're being out-rebounded by 6 rebounds in the first half of this game. Going to be tough, man. Definitely going to be tough. I mean, shout out to Zach LaVine for having a 20-point quarter. This is not one of those things where you can blame on Zach. I will say you can't blame it on DeMar either, so I'm not blaming either one of those players. DeMar's also 5 for 7 from the field. Zach LaVine 7 of 12. They have 24 and 11 points respectively. But you need more. And so just the way that this offense is set up, the way that this team runs offense, this is going to be the story for the Chicago Bulls more nights than not. And some nights, yes, they're going to be able to overcome it. They're going to be able to overcome the lack of 3-point shooting with their defense. But again, it's just going to be tough. You have to modernize this offense. You have to. I believe one of the main problems with this team is our bench unit. They have to come out ready to play. And honestly, I think Alex Caruso should come off that bench. I mean, listen, it is what it is when it comes to the bench. That's just what it is. Could we use stronger bench play? Absolutely. When you look at the Indiana Pacers, for example, they have 2 players in double digits off the bench in the first half, and that's Duarte and Mathurin with 12 and 13 points respectively. So yeah, you can definitely use more scoring off the bench for sure. I don't know if Alex Caruso going to the bench helps that at all, but Silencer says, bro, Zach is on fire. Yeah, absolutely. When Stacey was talking about Ja carrying, I was dying. Yeah, that was funny. Stacey King is absolutely one of the GOATs in this industry, man. Shout out to him. Here goes Shay again. Don't you remember? You have to know. I thought I told you. There was a low but that was a completely different NBA then, bro. So you're talking about Thibodeau's team was a low percentage 3-point shooting team. That was a completely different era of basketball. So it's completely different. And that was a great rebounding team and very solid defensive team. But teams weren't taking, much less making the 3-pointers at the rate that they are now. That team still would be getting their ass kicked more times than not. Now, they had an MVP in Derrick Rose that would be able to overcome a lot of it and lock down the best defense in the NBA. That's different. But that team would have its own struggles as well. David said, I really wanted the Bulls to trade for Julius Randle last offseason. I know he can't play defense, but I think we needed the shooting. Well, I mean, we need more than just shooting. And Julius Randle isn't going to bring the volume of shooting that I think moves the needle considerably. It helps. I'm not saying it doesn't help, but it isn't going to move the needle considerably for the Chicago Bulls. Brandon Jet, how the Bulls doing? Hey, man, whatever you think they did that shit. Good or bad. That's all I can say with that. Tony, Zach doing his thing, and with him out the game, we lost the lead, now down by 7. Zach's going to be a huge star for someone else next. Zach's not going anywhere. Tony, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Zach's not going anywhere. Haize, I feel like every team we play lately has exciting young talent that contributes. Duarte, Halliburton, Mathurin, we don't. No, I mean, we got young talent that's contributing. They just aren't scoring enough, right? They are contributing, though. Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Patrick Williams, they are contributing. And I do think that, hey, we have a nice, exciting young rookie. It'd be nice if we saw him in Dalen Terry, but I think Dalen Terry would be up in there as well if we actually talk to him a little bit more. If we lose the game, I don't want to make the playoffs anymore. Vooch and the bench needs to step up. Zach Caruso and P. Will, only one playing like they care. Billy didn't want to challenge as well. Listen, I get not challenging in fourth. Like you have, like in your second half, using your challenge for a non-scoring play. But listen, Billy Donovan, he did blow a whistle early when the Pacers started scoring. And I was like, oh, we may have a good coach game from Billy Donovan, and then he proceeded to go back to his Billy Donovanisms. So Brandon just says, Haize, message me after the stream. I may have something lined up for you. I appreciate that, bro. I'll definitely hit you up. CP Huncho says, bro, I'm tired. I'm just so effing tired, bro. I feel you, fam. It's halftime. I was unloading the semi. What I missed, Pimp. You missed a really good first quarter from the Bulls. I'd say overall, you missed a great first half overall from Zach LaVine, but then the Bulls, the lack of defending the three-point line. Well, I won't even say that. Halliburton went nuclear from 3. He was the only thing that kept them in this game in the first quarter. But then the offensive rebounding, lack of three-point shooting, lack of execution, turnovers in the second quarter, all hurt the Bulls considerably. V-Rod, you must be watching the last game. Yeah, that's why I ignore people who just come in with the Vooch hate. Like, it's like I can tell some of y'all ain't actually watching. There's nothing in this team to win. It's all gone. This team can't stay the same. Moves got to keep happening. This can't stay the same. The period, lack of period almost messed you up there, brother. Moves got to happen. We need a new coach. It's all up to the front office. They don't accept mediocrity. Well, unfortunately, it's not all up to the front office, because I believe that this front office would have went into the luxury tax. I believe this front office would have made probably some trades and some deals that would increase the Bulls' salary, but also increased their overall talent level. Ownership has tied the hands of the front office somewhat. Some of the front office's decisions still are head scratching, but I do think that we would see a different type of deals and mindset from the front office if they didn't have an ownership group that just wanted to. I can understand. Here's what my thing is, right? I can understand if the ownership had a reluctance to pay the luxury tax and was like, hey, we're paying the tax. This team isn't winning at the rate that we think we need you guys to sell some things off. That's understandable. But to have this thing where it's like, you can't go into, we'll pay the luxury tax for a contending team. What does that mean? That's nothing tangible. Does that mean, hey, if we have this move that's going to bring us 2 superstars, but we're paying the luxury tax, you're going to pay that? Or does that mean that this team has to be contending at a championship level already, and then you'll pay the tax to keep that team together? You didn't do it with the tip. Well, again, that was Derrick Rose. He got the 1 year we paid the luxury tax. You immediately went right back under the tax because Derrick Rose wasn't healthy. It's so much going on with this team, man. So much going on with this team, but ownership definitely hurts us. Yo, Haize, this team is going to make me drink even more. I'm going to see them next Saturday and heckle the crap out of BD. Is that the game I'll be at? No, it's not the game I'll be at. Hey, man, do it. You got to do it, bro. The Chicago Bulls pen, that's Nick, says Zach has done nothing but add to his game since he came into the league. The way I see it, he won't truly improve on defense if his main counterpart doesn't play any. Just think we need new faces. Well, Zach has improved defensively. Let's be clear. Zach has improved defensively. This is probably Zach LaVine's best defensive season. That doesn't mean he hasn't had absolute crap games, but he's been much better defensively over the course of this season. So I think he can make that leap regardless, but I do think that it's hard for him to focus on improving his defense when at times he has to be the offense, not a part of the offense, the offense. And we've already talked about before, Zach LaVine isn't a 1A player. He's just not. He's a great 2. He can be a great 2. And so I think if you have a different makeup of a roster and team, then you'll get a different level of play from Zach LaVine, but you also need high IQ basketball players around him as well. Jack Holland says, I looked at the score in the first. We were up by around 7. Now we're down. Classic Bulls. I hope we got this one, man. So sick of losing when we really shouldn't be. Well, keep in mind, the Indiana Pacers, honestly, let's be clear. They're a better team than the Chicago Bulls. We only have one more win than them. And if they do end up winning this game, we have the exact same record and they own the tiebreaker. And I think that's fair. When you look at this team with Halliburton, with the improvements for Miles Turner, with bringing Ben Mathurin off the bench, like this, and Naismith is gone as well, who's been a really solid role player for them also. I'll say this. The Indiana Pacers are a better coached team than the Chicago Bulls for sure. And they, talent-wise, I don't know if I give it the nod, but they just have talent that are utilized much better. If Rick Carlisle was the coach of this team, I think we'd see Kobe and Patrick Williams used in a much better way, and Drummond for that matter. So it is what it is, man. I would love for us to trade Patrick Williams because I honestly think will blossom somewhere else. This team is just not for him as he barely touches the ball and Billy has. You shouldn't want to see that trade. You want to see them use him better. We got to stop sending away talent for players to blossom other places. We got to stop that. We have to stop that as an organization, man. We have to stop doing that shit. We got to stop sending people away. Pat Bev, Caruso are liabilities when Zach and DeMar have the rock, and put P. Willow and Benedict. No adjustments, Billy. I won't say necessarily that they're liabilities when Zach and DeMar have the rock because they are probably, especially Pat Bev and Caruso, they're probably better of our off-the-ball players that are going to actually try to follow up shots, get rebounds, and play tough. But the makeup offensively of this team leaves much to be desired. Much to be desired. Tony, this is what I want you to do. When Zach LaVine doesn't leave and we start next season, he's still on the team. I need you to put an actual picture of your bald-headed ass up as your Avy, and then I need you in the first preseason game of the season to come in here and say, I'm Tony, the red-bearded bitch. That's what I need you to do, Tony. The first game of the season when Zach LaVine's still on his roster. That's what I need you to do. You willing to accept that bet? By the way, I called Tony a B before anybody gets to thinking I'm being mean. I'm just fucking with Tony. He's a very consistent member of the channel here. We're family. I'm joking with him. That's all I'll say. Don't get offended. Don't start getting your feelings and virtue signaling. Me and Tony are cool. We gonna talk shit to each other. That's what I gotta say. Somebody sent me a DM like, why'd you talk to Omar like that? Man, bitch, shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm sorry. Side note there. These dudes really hoop on us, but will play like shit against other teams. I mean, that's a lot of teams this season, unfortunately. It's legit. Took all I had in me not to put a hole in the wall with how crappy we play. Damn. All right, Tony's over there punching holes in walls. That's deep. Hey, why you asking what was I eating? Popcorn, bro. I had popcorn. One of them, a kernel got stuck in my tooth. That's all I had today was popcorn, bro. I mean, I ate brunch earlier, but that was much earlier. You can tell Stacey King would like TJ McDonald next season on the Bulls. Something we need, a guy that can do in and get. I tell you what, if for example we traded Alex Caruso away because of his contract, because we got the 2 first-round picks, whatever it was, and we were able to bring a TJ McConnell in to replace him, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Our ownership group is diabolical. Don't even try to make sense of them sadistic Fs. I wouldn't necessarily say they're sadistic, but they definitely don't give a damn about anything but the bottom dollar. That's for sure, man. Haize got to let out parental advisory now. Fuck them. All right, y'all. Game's back on. Be right here, post-game show. Love you guys, man. Peace, y'all.